couple years down the road, you're living life. Things are, uh, like pretty similar to your life now. You're, running the valve, telling fucking jokes, right?
Yeah.
Jacking it a lot.
More than usual.
No, standard amount of jack.
Okay.
But you are kind of excited. So you do have a social event coming up. You are going to head to Arkansas. You're
Okay.
going there for a weekend at the hot springs. You and the people you're going to meet from Gold for Friends. You remember how there was like a few years ago, there was all this like cash for gold
Yeah.
places, like, and I'm sure they're still around, I guess. But there's a place that's called Gold for Friends. And if you bring them gold, they will in turn issue you an experience in that amount of dollars. So you just
Okay.
came into like a pretty sizable chunk of gold.
You turn it in for experience, did you say?
Yeah, like so you're like I could like go get money for this gold, but like why don't I just see what I can get? And excuse me.
Okay.
So you take the gold that you found and you take it to Gold for Friends.
Okay.
Uh it's like a thick chain necklace thing,
Oh wow.
you know. It feels like heavier than it looks.
Oh, okay. That probably
Uh
means it's worth something. I feel like if it looks heavier than it if it's heavier than it looks, it's probably like worth something.
yeah, so
Um
you have this thing you call Pat Saroy's
okay.
and you're like, "Hey Pat, and Pat Saroy's funny comedian, friend of the show. Love Pat. Used to work in the pawn shop and you show him this chain. He goes, homie, he says like that, right? And he's like he basically like he offers you like $80 for it.
Okay.
And you go, I don't think so, Pat. And he just kind of like shakes his head, whatever, walks away. So you decide to take it to Gold for Friends. You walk in, it's like a beautifully furnished office, large mahogany desk, green carpet, the color you'd find on the back of any legal U.S. tender.
Oh wow. That's cool.
Uh, there's like a guy sitting at a desk in front of a computer. You walk in and a chime goes off. He kind of peeks around from a monitor and he goes, "Hello, sir. Welcome to Gold for Friends. Are you looking for a friend?"
I guess. It's my first time here. I'm not too certain how it all works.
He goes, "Great. We love first timers." He goes, "Come on in." And so he
Okay.
goes, "Can I get you something to drink?" He
Some
opens up a
water.
fridge
Yeah, water
and
would
he
be
goes,
great.
"Flat, sparkling,
Flat, please.
ice, no ice.
No ice, please.
Would you like a bottle?"
Bottle would be great. Thank you.
Great. He holds it out. He goes, "You want me to open that for you?"
Sure. If you
He
want.
hmm, he grabs the he looks at you and he looks you in the eyes and he like grabs like the cap on the bottle and with just one finger he just like rips it backwards and it flies off.
Holy shit.
He puts his hand behind his back and he catches it in midair and he goes, "Here you go, sir." He puts the bottle down, puts the cap down. The cap rides on the rim for just a second. And you know how sometimes like when like a round object like that, like as it descends to like level on the table, it makes like like it makes that
Oh,
sound,
sure.
and it sort of it makes that
Yeah.
and you swear to God you hear your name.
Fuck. All right. Not good.
So you sip on that water, it's ice cold. It's the perfect temperature.
Good.
He sits down behind the counter. He goes, "Okay." He goes, "Basically, what we do here." He goes, "What's your name?" And he sticks his hand out.
Patrick Dean.
He goes, "Hey, Patrick Dean." He goes, "My name is Sean Culliver." And
Sean
he goes,
Culliver.
"Yeah." He goes, "I run this here establishment."
I
He
shake
goes,
his hand.
"Basically, you shake his hand, firm grip, dry palm. You shake his hand, and he goes, so let's see what you got here. We'll see what trips we got planned, what we can do for you." You pull out this giant rope of a necklace. He goes, "Oh my!" He goes, "This is a piece."
Yeah, dude.
He tells you, he says, he goes, "Well, the good news is I can give you a weekend, all expenses paid trip to a hot spring in Arkansas. You'll be surrounded by at least 20 other people your age, similar interests." He goes, "You'll complete a deep psychological profile. We'll match you up with the 20 coolest people on our platform." He
Am I
runs
in
his
need?
hand along the chain.
Yeah. Am I in need of friends or something?
I don't know. Some people have just been like real tired of your shit lately. That's just what they tell you. So you're just looking to switch it up a little bit.
Sure. All right. Whatever.
So either way, he
Multiple
tells you this
friends.
whole thing, all expenses paid. They'll fly you there, fly you back. You have transportation, the full nine.
Okay.
Anything you want is there. He goes, and he goes, in this time of year, he's like, it's the best time to go. He goes, they hot springs like you wouldn't believe. He's like, it's like it's nature's jacuzzi. He kind of leans in. He goes, "Pat, do you like jacuzzis?"
Yes. I guess I do. Yes.
And you lean in. You go, "Brother, do I?"
I probably
He sticks
would.
his hand out. He goes, "We got a deal." You shake his hand. You go, "We got a
Yeah.
deal."
Let's do it. Dang it.
So you get like an email, right? You fill out this form again, like 200 question profile, multiple choice, takes you like 30 minutes, right? It's like a significant investment in time, you feel like.
Yeah.
It's not insignificant for sure. It's something you have to like set aside time for. So you go through this whole profile, you complete the form, you get an email back the next morning, and it says, "Pat, we've got the greatest group of people you're ever going to meet. Everybody's ready to go. And even though they don't know it yet, they're excited to meet you." And it
Nice.
says, "And you should be excited to meet them." So they send you like flight information. They send you information about the private car that's going to be coming to pick you up at the airport to take you to the resort. It's got information about like questions like of meal options, like menu. So it's kind of asking you what you like. What are you? It says uh there's one option on there that says, "Got any vices?" And then it says open in incognito mode. So you do, you're not unfamiliar with incognito mode. You right
Sure.
click, open incognito browser.
Yeah.
That's got a list of pretty much anything you could imagine you'd want vice wise.
Yeah.
I'm not going to make any selections for you, but
All
you
right.
know, you pick what you pick.
Yeah.
You think this just got a little more interesting.
Yeah.
So you anxiously await. It's like a week away. You take Friday and Monday off, right? You're going to make it a long weekend. You're not doing anything but just being ready. So then Friday comes. You wake up in the morning. You wake up late because you don't have anywhere to be right away. You wake up with the sun, eat breakfast, take your shower, you pack your shit, you know,
Yeah.
you summon the car, take the plane ride. You're exiting the plane. There's just a big fat guy, right? just like a real fucking big fat man. And he's wearing a very tight black suit. He's got a little board that says Pat Dean on an
Oh, is that for
iPad or
me?
something, you know?
All right,
Yeah.
yeah. Hello, that's me,
He
sir.
introduced himself. He goes, "You Pat Dean?"
That's me.
He goes, "Great. Come with me." You follow him.
Yeah.
He walks the way you think he walks, you know, slow.
Okay.
He drives you to the resort, right? It's called uh, Hot Springs Squared, right?
All right.
It's in Hot Springs, Arkansas. It's like these majestic little cabins that kind of overlook the serene, placid lake. You see the sunlight glinting off of its surface and you have to shield your eyes. But it almost
Wow.
feels good because you know that it's like a beauty of nature blinding you, you know? It's like
Wow.
it's not a flashlight, but it's like the sun and the lake. And it's like a moment where it's like it makes you feel like, oh, I'm alive, you know? You smell like the just the air surrounding the lake. It has a specific smell to it, you know, like
Wow. Yeah.
plants and things that grow in a wet environment. It's a very distinct smell, like being out on like a lake or a pond like that. And you get there kind of at night. There's let me ask you, were you a lightning bug family or a firefly family?
I think we called them both actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we sometimes call them lightning bugs, sometimes call them fireflies. We did that with a lot of things. There were a lot of things that were known by more than one, thing.
A lot of people often said that about your family. They
What?
say the Deans can't pick a lane, you know? People all around the hamlet, they'd have
What?
meetings, you know?
Meetings
Oh yeah, they would definitely have meetings
about my
because
family?
one about 50% of the hamlet was a firefly family and the other 50% was like a lightning bug family, right?
Okay,
And
yeah.
the Deans were just kind of in the middle there, right?
Yeah.
Just mucking it up, you know? So yeah, your parents had overtures from others in the neighborhood to like switch to like be a lightning bug family or be a firefly family. But you know, your parents were like good, honest, moral people, and they declined all overtures, and you guys just kind of did your own thing. And
Yeah.
you know, the Deans kept harmony in the hamlet for years because of that.
What were these overtures?
Well, you know, one guy offered your dad a truck. It
Is
was a
this
1990, it was a 1998 X10.
and what does he get
It's
in
had
exchange?
had 24,000 miles on it, so
Yeah.
pretty low. Um, had a little bit of, you know, needed a little bit of body work up around the front quarter panel, but other than that, works good. AC runs cold, cassette deck,
What
right?
does this guy get
And
out of this?
all your dad had to do
Yeah.
was proclaim to the hamlet that he was a lightning bug family man.
He wouldn't do it.
He wouldn't do it.
So funny.
He told them no, and then the Firefly people, um, you know, one time like your mom just like walked out onto the porch and there was like a fucking like a brand new TV, like a 55-inch TV,
Wow.
and your mom just screamed. She's like, "We're not taking it," you know. And then 20 minutes later, it was gone.
They felt that strongly about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
And
yeah,
what you said, this kept harmony in
yeah,
the
because
hamlet.
no side ever had that like 51%.
Okay. I
The
okay.
Deans were the holdout, and they kept everything to where the two sides had to work together.
I can't imagine that this would even how would this even come up?
Honestly, it was a masterstroke by your dad, and I'd expect nothing less. There were, I'll tell you, there were a lot of Sundays when your dad sat out on the front porch
Right. Yeah.
watching the sunset over the hamlet, and he'd sip a
Holy
glass of
shit.
scotch that none of you knew he had,
No.
and he'd think, it's for the greater good. And he never told anybody. So you're at
Yeah.
the hot spring squared and you see these lightning bugs blinking in the dark, and they sort of light They light up a path that leads to this cabin. There's a young man standing at the door. He's got a flashlight. He flashes it at you. He goes, Dean, right this way. And you walk up, right, this beautifully paved walkway. You can hear the bullfrogs croak, the crickets chirp. There are birds in the trees.
Hmm.
And you hear a splash, and it just catches the corner of your eye of what has to be a state record bluegill right off the fucking shore.
Hmm.
And a
Cool.
small smile crawls across your face, and you think, motherfucker, I'm coming for you. You walk up the steps,
Holy shit.
your
All
bag in
right.
tow.
Wow.
The young man goes, holy shit, did you see that fish?
Yeah, dude.
And he says, wait, are you a fisherman too?
I mean, I when I've done it, I've liked it, but I wouldn't call myself a fisherman.
He goes, first off, my name's Derek. Nice to meet you. And he
Hi,
extends
Derek.
his hand, shake his hand. He goes, come check this out. And he walks you around to the side. There's like a little like a little cabinet kind of thing against the side of uh this cabin. And he opens it up and there's like a full tackle box, two
Whoa.
fishing reels, and there's a set of keys. And he says, the keys unlock the bass boat. He goes, I'm gonna be up at dawn if you are. And he kind of laughs.
Okay.
He goes, it's free for you to use. Anytime you want to use it, it's right there. The boat's all gassed up. This will unlock it.
Okay.
And he hangs the keys back up. He goes, let me show you inside. So you walk into this cabin. It's gorgeous, right? It's like a classic log cabin. There's a fireplace. He goes, it does get chilly in here at night. So hey, you throw a couple logs in there. Maybe you meet a lady while you're out here.
What
He
the
kind of
fuck?
nudges you. You laugh a little bit.
All right.
He
Yeah, I
goes,
probably
don't think
will.
I didn't see your vices. He goes, that's
Oh
my
yeah.
job.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Fuck.
He goes, there's a stack of wood here whenever you're ready.
Okay, buddy. All right. That's cool.
So he shows you around,
I'm a little
beautiful, like
embarrassed.
big leather sectional couch. You think
Yeah.
that for a second, you blush,
Yeah, a little bit.
and he sees it. He goes, hey, no need to be embarrassed. He goes, trust me, you're going to meet some fucking freaks this weekend. Right.
I bet, dude.
He goes, but I don't judge. He goes, that's the beautiful thing about this place. He goes, ever since they've started like grouping people together and sending them in, we've been having a really good time.
Okay.
So he shows you around fully stocked kitchen. You've got like snacks, like stuff that you had filled out in that form. There's food there for you already, like for the whole weekend. Prepared meals, whatever. There's coffee, anything you want to drink, right? Everything's fully stocked. He shows you the bathroom where all that's at. And then you get into the bedroom, and it's just like this huge California king bed with this giant, like wooden log bed frame, something you would see that it's like a grotesque interpretation of what like a bed would have looked like 200 years ago.
Yeah.
He shows you like the closet. It says you can put your things away in here. And there's like there's like swimming trunks, and there's like other apparel for like games and events and stuff. And there's equipment like in this thing. So depending upon what you want to do, you can kind of have your run of the place.
Okay.
He shows you the brochure. He points out the different areas that there are. He goes, you got to visit the hot springs. That's why you're here. He goes, you're gonna love it. He shows you where there's like a mess hall area. That's anything you want. You can just kind of come and go. It's again, all expenses paid, whatever you want. Right? It's this hedonistic sort of event if you want it to be that way. Right?
Okay.
So he shows you to your room. You're kind of tired from the day, so you go to bed. You wake up, it's like 9 a.m., right? You wake up to birds chirping. You feel so fucking refreshed
Cool.
and you're like ready for the day. You get ready, you're like, I'm gonna go to the mess hall, right? You go to the mess hall for breakfast, right? There's like 7 or 8 other people in there, kind of like loosely gathered around tables. It looks very communal. Everybody's kind of laughing. Everybody's like sort of participating in a greater conversation, right? It feels very inviting. A couple people like motion to you and like wave hello as you walk in.
Okay.
Um, what would you get for breakfast? Your ideal breakfast.
Um, Probably, you know what I would really like to have? Cinnamon raisin bagel with like a like a fried egg, like a fried egg sandwich with goddamn
On a cinnamon raisin bagel.
yes please. Yes sir.
So you kind of filled that out as your preferred breakfast. You walk through the door and you kind of head up to like this what's obviously like where you order at,
Yeah.
and a young woman behind the counter, she goes, Patrick Dean. And she goes, give me just a second. And she puts a cup of coffee in front of you.
Cool.
She goes, you like dark roast, right?
I do.
She goes, okay, thought so. You're gonna love this.
Thank you.
And you get a whiff of it, and it's something from South America, from a place that very few humans have ever seen. It's rich and it's deep and it fills your nostrils and it makes you think, oh my Lord. And you wake up almost immediately. It's the best cup of coffee you've had in your whole fucking life.
Wow.
As soon as that first sip slides down that tight little throat of yours,
Ugh.
a plate is placed in front of you with a toasted cinnamon raisin bagel. And you know how sometimes if you have a cinnamon raisin bagel, it's like, come on, guys. Like you're really skimping here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's not like that. This is like the casino blueberry muffin of cinnamon raisin bagels, right?
Okay.
So good. Fried egg is perfectly fried on there.
Hell yeah.
Slice of cheese,
Some butter.
toasted, cut
Fuck
side
yeah.
down in butter,
Wow.
a little crisp and a crunch when you bite through it.
Cool.
You go to sit down, it's the best breakfast you've ever had.
Yeah.
People are
Sounds like
having
it.
conversations at your table, and people are talking about music and movies and books and places they've been and where they're from and what they love. And it's just like it's a very interesting, fun conversation, and you just kind of naturally flow into it, right?
Very cool.
You end up spending a few hours of the day, your first few hours of the day, just like hanging out, having coffee, talking to these interesting people. And you look outside, sun is up, you can tell it's a beautiful day, and you think, you know what? But I'm here to make connections. It's gold for friends.
Right.
So you don't
Of
mind
course.
spending your first few hours out there.
Yeah.
You kind of make arrangements with people to like, hey, well, I'm gonna go get in the hot spring. I've never been in it. And some of them, these people have been there before. And so they're like, oh, you're gonna love it. It's great.
Yeah.
And so a bunch of these people agree, a group of folks just sort of meet up at this hot spring in 15 minutes. You got a little snorkel on, goggles. You got on some swim trunks
Why do I have a snorkel?
because you're gonna stick your fucking face into that hot spring.
Wow.
You want to submerge every inch of skin
Yeah.
in that hot spring.
I could see that.
So you go to the hot spring. About 10 other people are there at this point, and one by one they start stripping down into the nude and getting into that hot spring.
Jeez.
Everybody's looking at you. One dude goes, "You can leave the snorkel on."
Fuck it. Sure.
You strip
I
down
strip nude and I jump in
and
quickly,
you
as
jump
quickly as I
in.
can. Yeah.
Yeah. and it's exhilarating. It's never something you would have done before,
No.
but you felt like so secure in the place and that you were free of judgment, and you were, and you landed right into that hot spring, and it's hot. It's like a hot tub in there, you know.
Cool.
You kind of like make your way a little further down, just kind of away from everybody. You just want to experience it by yourself for a little bit. And you dunk yourself under and you look through those goggles and you swear that there's something staring back at you. Within the bedrock of the hot spring is a version of you, wide eyed, looking up at you.
Holy shit.
And you're just locked eyes with it.
Yeah. Wow.
And you're kind of like frozen in place in a way, like,
Well, yeah, that would freak the fuck out of me.
yeah. So you just like stay there.
Yeah.
And the next thing you remember, you're being pulled up out of the hot spring, right? And you feel like you're laid out on the grass and you feel it feels like just pricks all over your body. Your skin is super sensitive. And
Wow.
people like take the goggles off, they get the snorkel out of your mouth and they go, wow, you were down there for like 30 minutes.
What?
Yeah. And your body is like beet beet red. Not beet red, but it's like in a figurative sense. You are like burned. You were
Wow.
under this hot spring for so long, just breathing in and out of this snorkel, locked eyes with this version of yourself that you suffer a very bad full body burn.
Fuck.
A
Damn.
couple weeks later,
Does it hurt?
you're laying in bed, huh?
Does it hurt really bad?
It hurts awful,
Dang.
and you can't really do anything. Like you can't even wear clothes. It hurts so bad. So you have to like take the next 2 weeks off, basically,
Jeez.
because you can't. You are pretty much rendered immobile while your skin heals.
Fuck. God damn.
So you go to bed a couple weeks later.
So I'm just like lost in like pain meds, basically.
Yeah, for the most part.
Dang. All
Yeah.
right. Well, whatever.
You like I said, about a couple weeks in, you fall asleep and you have a dream where you're staring back at that mat in the rock, right? It's looking up at you. And you just feel the heat on your body. Like you're very aware of it. And you feel the pain of the burn. And eventually you break eye contact with the rock version of Pat and you wake up and your skin has peeled. You know, when you get a sunburn, like your skin peels off.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, your skin has peeled, except it's nowhere to be found.
Oh
But
shit.
all the skin on all of your body has peeled, almost like a shell broke off, like in one, like there's nothing left of it,
Wow. Fuck.
except for a few little flakes by the door.
Oh no.
So you get out of bed, you walk over to look, and then you still are like stiff and sore and hurting, but it's not as bad. And you
Okay.
see like little flakes of whatever dead skin
Ugh.
leading towards your front door.
Oh fuck.
And as you look up, you hear a knock on the door. What do you do?
I put a robe on and I answer the door.
You put a robe on, it hurts. It fucking hurts bad.
Oh yeah.
But you suck it up. You work through the pain. You go to the front door. You open it.
Yeah.
You open it. There's a man in like black slacks. He's got a black polo shirt tucked in. He's got a badge on the front. He goes, "You Patrick Dean?"
Yeah.
He goes, hey, I got a couple questions for you.
Who are you?
He says, I'm Captain Daryl Somersault with,
Captain Daryl Somersault. With
yeah,
who? Captain of what?
he works with the Austin Police Department.
Okay. All right. Well, what's up?
His family invented the somersault. They were the first ones to do the move.
It
It
was
was an
named after
accident
them?
at
Yeah.
first. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It was an accident. The first somersault was an absolute accident.
Okay. I can, yeah, I can see that.
You know, Daryl's great grandmother was doing laundry on a hill, and she dropped a pair of bloomers into the ground, and she like leaned over to get them, and she fell like ass over head.
Wow.
Yeah, and when the neighbors saw it, they go, if there hasn't ever been an embodiment of a somersault, because they were just like known fuck ups, right?
Really?
They were
Oh,
not
shit.
very good at a lot. And this lady just falling ass over head. This kid was like,
Oh,
now
man.
that's if a somersault were a thing.
Yeah.
I don't know
Okay.
why they talk like that, but so
Sure.
he's with the Austin Police Department. He goes, "Hey, we found your fingerprints at the scene of a robbery this evening." He goes, "Where were you at 8:31?" And you were like there at the house. You know, you've been in like
Yeah.
in incredible pain.
Yeah. I
He
wasn't
goes,
here.
"It was actually at that time. It was the first time you had pleasured yourself since the incident because it had been so painful. You tried, right? You tried a lot of different things.
All right.
It was just too painful until this moment."
But my alibi is that I was at home masturbating.
Yeah.
Okay. So I tell him that.
And the cop,
Dude, I was at home jerking off. I tell him that to his face.
yeah, he looks at you and he goes, I've been a cop for 13 years. I know when somebody's lying, and you ain't lying.
Okay. All right.
He
Well,
goes, then you want to tell me how we found your fingerprints at the scene of the crime?
no idea, dude. I tell him the whole story. I go, look, man, I've been laid up. Like I've been in this horrible I'm in this horrible state, and I'm just now. I mean, I just now have finally gotten well enough to jack off again, let alone go off and commit a crime. I don't even know what you're talking about. What crime?
Yeah. He kind of like chews on a wad of gum, chews pretty hard.
Really?
He goes, I'm not done with you yet, Dean.
Okay.
He
All right.
goes, we're looking into this.
See ya.
He gives you his card. He goes, if anything happens, call me. He walks away.
Okay, well, but I didn't do
You
anything. I don't care.
you are kind of like on the mend, right? You're doing very little, right? But you're at least up like walking around, you're
Yeah, I wouldn't be worried about that cop at all
yeah.
because it's my alibi is so airtight that like I wouldn't even care. You know what I mean? I would even
Airtight
keep
was actually the name of the video that you pleasured yourself to for the first time.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, whatever. So yeah, I'm just explaining my headspace. Like I'm just not worried about this at all. I don't give a fuck.
So
Airtight.
you wind up like kind of milling around for the day, right? Just again, you're focused solely on recuperating, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna go out for groceries for the first time. You go to the grocery store, you buy kind of all the staples that you want that you need, right? You leave the parking lot, you're waiting at a light, you look over at the crosswalk, and you see just like a version of yourself that you don't really recognize, just staring at you for like a fleeting second. Like it's almost translucent, you know?
Uh.
You look, you kind of look back. It's like you look and then you look again because you recognize it. And when you look back the second time, it's gone.
Yeah.
You see some flakes floating in the breeze. You go home, you pull up Airtight 2,
The
you do the
sequel.
thing. Yeah, the sequel. They've made a lot of them.
Okay.
It's all about people fucking on a plane. It's nothing. It's all like mile high shit and the
Okay.
thrill of getting
Whatever.
caught. Sometimes they get caught, and sometimes nobody finishes.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Airtight 7 had no finishes in it.
Really?
Yeah. And it won Film of the Year at the Adult Film Awards. People called it revolutionary, and it ushered in an era of porno where nobody finished.
For what reason?
Because sometimes just nobody finishes, you know?
Okay. All right. Whatever.
Yeah.
So I start jacking off again, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
You're back in the zone.
I'm back in the
So,
jack zone.
if, yeah, you for sure are. So you're back home, right? You put all your shit away. Later that night, another knock on your door. Same cop.
What do you
You
want?
answer the door. Huh?
Yeah. What's up, man? What do you want?
He goes, well, Mr. Dean. He goes, 2 nights in a row? He says, methinks something is suspicious. He goes, we found your fingerprints at another location that was robbed this evening.
He says me thinks.
Yeah, he does.
I go,
He
hey
was bullied
man,
a lot, you know.
okay. I go, man, I don't know if this I don't know, man. I've been at home. You know what? I was jacking it again, actually. If you must know. I was watching Airtight 2. I don't know if you've seen it. Fuck you. I got the you I've not done anything wrong. Leave me alone.
He uh he kind of looks at you again. He goes, show me your browser history.
Sure. Pull up my phone.
They call a guy. They have a guy, and he kind of like radios to somebody, and this like nerdy dude comes up with like a little computer, and he like kind of like walks into your house. He starts typing away, and he
Yeah.
goes, airtight too. And he says, and the cop goes, for how long? And he goes, a minute 12.
All right.
He kind of looks at you, and he goes, something here isn't right, Dean.
I don't know what you want, man. Like I've
He
but
goes, I'm gonna figure this out.
okay.
He goes, don't leave town.
I won't.
Another night goes by, right?
Am I feeling better at all? Like my skin or whatever?
Yeah, like incrementally better,
That's good.
right?
That's
Incrementally
pretty cool.
better. Yeah. You go to bed, you're laying in bed. I don't know where you start hearing like rocks on your window, you know?
Oh, like someone's throwing. Okay.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It wakes you up. You look outside. You see a very translucent gel of yourself standing out in the middle of the street, totally
Oh
nude.
no. Fuck.
Yeah. It kind of like motions you to like lift up your window.
I do.
It says, "Hey, can I come inside?"
What do you want?
He goes, I just gotta come inside."
All right. Fine.
So you
I'm nervous,
open your door.
but I have to know what's going on.
Yeah. You open the door, right? The uh the skin version of you, the peeled version of you, the peely Pat,
Ugh.
peeled Pat stands before you.
Oh.
You see every inch of your body in front of you. He steps through the doorway. You close the door behind him, and he goes, "Thanks for letting me in." He says, "It's pretty cold out there."
What the fuck is going on? Is what I
He goes,
say to him.
I've been trying to stay warm." He's like shivering. He goes, "Yeah,
Yeah.
can I, can I come back home? Can I come back home, Pat?"
Sure. I don't know what you want.
So he steps towards you. He quickly slides the robe off your body. It falls to the floor,
Ugh.
and he wraps himself around you again. And you feel like this wet, cling that goes
Oh,
around your body. As soon as you feel that, it feels cold and it feels cold against your skin and it just burns. And you hear like from a voice that's almost outside of your own, it just starts laughing. It's just, and
what?
then the skin version of you sticks to you and it feeds off of you like a parasite and it
Ah,
basically lives your life and it's living
ah.
your life and it's fucking everything up. It's just pissing everybody off.
What do
And
you mean?
but you're like alive the whole time. It's just like using your body as fuel and
Ah.
you're alive the whole time and it just hurts. It's just cold on your hot skin. It just burns the whole time. You're alive for about 4 days and then you're at the Vel and it's this guy comes in. He's like, "Hey, I left my chain here last week." And the skin version of you
What?
goes, "We sold it." And he just beats the shit out of you right there in the valve. And when you die, like your skin like falls off as in like a separate corpse, and then
Oh.
there's your pale, very pink skin just laying there like on the carpet or on the floor of the valve. It fucking terrifies Michael Park. He does not sleep again. It keeps him awake forever.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and you
Fuck.
died.
Why did they
Yeah,
do that to me?
I wanted to come home.
Did you
If
say it
you let it come
ruined my
home.
life? It like pissed people off? What do you mean?
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
What do you mean by that?
It was a shell of who you are, so it was like it's very stupid and like wasn't very like socially aware of what was happening and just being like
Oh
a
god.
shithead to people.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, people were
Fuck.
not happy with you the last week you were alive. To the point
Yeah.
that some people were like, you know what? The real Pat died long
Well,
ago.
yeah. Well, yeah. Clearly. Fuck. God damn.
Yeah.